And okay. All right, here we go again. It's Friday night, and it is 11:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's late Friday night. For the ones in the Eastern Time Zone and other parts of the world, it's either early Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, or Saturday evening, depending on how you see it. And of course, the rest of the country too, and that. So right now, I'm just going to check on the YouTube side here real quick to make sure we are good to go. Right here it is. So I need to have that, and we are rocking and rolling here. Okay. Like I said, it's late night. Let's chat. Basically, that's what this is. And I will put a link up for anybody who wants to chat. I guess. Let's do this. I'll just cut and paste here, or copy and paste here for anybody who wants to chime in. You don't have to show yourself. I'll demonstrate here real quick. This is like the camera side. So this is the link right there for anybody who wants to come in. If you want to come in like this, you can come in like this, as you see right there. This always works on most channels in that. So if you feel like you want to talk this way without showing your image, you can do it this way. Or if you're daring and want to see everybody's your ugly mush, you can do it this way too. Next. So yeah, I do need a haircut. I am going to get that done technically tomorrow, but I usually cut my own hair. I usually cut it all off, so I'll be somewhat bald tomorrow. I usually cut it off about 3 or 4 times a day. Not 3 or 4 times a day, Chuck. Oh, come on. It's 3 or 4 times a month or a year. 3 times 4 times a year. Let's do it that way. I always misspeak. I don't know. I do that on the main channel a lot. And that. So a lot of live shows are still going. Rosie was still going on when I came on. And I got up from my nap. And I woke up from my nap earlier before I went in to do my ham and egging routine. That's for the ones who don't know what ham and egging is. It's called a job, basically. So after I woke up from my little nap before I went on my little job adventure for a few hours tonight, I noticed that I had a big bump in subscribers. So thank you, Rosie O'Kelly, for doing a shout out. I'm hoping anybody who has not checked out Rosie O'Kelly's channel, please do. Check out her channel. She does a lot of live streaming and a lot of live walk around videos. She calls chooching. They're always fun and entertaining in a way. And also you can learn something or two about certain neighborhoods and all that stuff. It's something I like to do once in a while myself or on the main channel. I'm going to try it here on Chuck Chats one of these days as soon as I get StreamYard set up to my cell phone, which I'll be good to go. And I'm also thinking about doing the upgrade for StreamYards. So I'll probably go ahead and pay the $20 a month fee, whatever you want. And this way I can have more people join in, chat with me, either on this channel or on our main channel for our entertainment. And I got to start doing some quick test videos real quick because I got to make sure my upload feature on the main computer is working. Because if it's not working, I can't upload videos over there. I have to upload them over here, and I got only limited space, and I don't really have the I do have the editing software, but it's an older program. I just bought a new one, new editing software, just upgraded it myself, just upgraded it last week. And I just haven't got a chance to use it every so often. So I'm going to start using it more when I get done, when I start editing videos over on the main channel in that. So now I'm drinking the good stuff here from what I had earlier today. My stomach does feel a little bit better. I'm down to maybe a couple cans. That's all I got left on those tall boys. I forgot to go to the store today to get more, but I'll do it later tomorrow for some in a few hours when I get up in the morning. I'm hoping I get up at 8 a.m. That's going to be a rough night, Chuck, and that. So, like I said, it is Friday night. It is Black Friday. I hope everybody got their feeling a little black and blue from their shopping today. I'm pretty sure it's not for TVs and VCRs and DVDs and all that stuff that everybody usually fights for. I bet you they're all fighting for toilet paper and Lysol today during this pandemic. That's probably what they're fighting for this time around for this year's Christmas for Black Friday and that. But by the way, if that link will not work on this repeat show, all right, just let you guys know who's new to this. It only works during the live show. So if you want to join in. Feel free. The link's right there, and you can show yourself, or you don't have to show yourself in that. So, like I said, I probably won't be on very long. I don't know. It just all depends. It's just like a shoot some breeze tonight. I said it earlier this afternoon. I was gonna just come on, just talk about a few things and that, and just see how things goes. The pandemic is just crazy going on. My watering holes here in Iowa is all shut down at 10 p.m. All restaurants are shut down at 10 p.m. also. Face mask is required as of right now till December 7th into all businesses. Of course, most of the businesses did always had that rule here in our neck of the woods. Basically, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's Miller time this time around. This time we got the tall boys, 16 ounces. Problem is, this is one of my last 4 cans I got, so I'm not going to get juice tonight, basically. So not very well juice tonight, but I'll have my own share, basically. So just sit down, relax, and kind of shoot the breeze tonight. And that. Yep, we have all those restrictions too. Yep. Yeah, because all bars and restaurants are closed at 10 p.m. Of course. That's almost everywhere. Most of them have shut down at 9 p.m. anyway. Most of them shuts down at 8 p.m. Anyway, on those areas, bars just they all shut down at 10 p.m. Right on the nose at 10 p.m. I think because they use what they call bar time to kick people out a little before 10 p.m. So everybody's out of the bar. So when they come around and check, they make sure everybody's out of the bars by 10 p.m. anyway. They have what they call bar time in that. So 9:30 there. Where you're at? Are you in 9:30? Okay, 9:30 is closing time. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty early for 9:30. I heard Chicago is around 9 p.m. Too. I heard cases at 9 p.m. and sometimes as early as 8 p.m. Just depends. But that's Chicago and that. So in other cities. I heard LA County yesterday. I'm not sure if that's just LA. The whole state of California is on curfew at 10 p.m. where everybody's got to be home at 10 p.m. local time out in California. And I heard in LA County and some other counties that outdoor dining is now prohibited during this time. And a lot of those small restaurant owners are not happy about it. And I heard a lot of businesses around here, a lot of restaurants, even if they're at 50% capacity, it's still basically, well, 8:30 is when people has to leave. Yep, that's right. Or 9:30, yeah. 9:30 is when people has to leave. And that's in Boston, that's in your Boston area out in the Northeast. And that. Yep. And right now we're lucky we don't have a curfew here. Actually, the last time they had involves a curfew is when we had that George Floyd protest. They decided to do a 3 or 4 day curfew in midst of that riots and protesting we had back in June. So, and I know that's the last time we had a curfew and that. So, basically that was back in June. It just seemed like it was yesterday. Hard to believe in that. So, like I said, this curfew is really, really. You think there's going to be another lockdown? It's already started in some forms in California already. There's some in New Mexico, Arizona. They're already starting some form of lockdown in the Pacific Northwest. In other areas, Iowa, we have never had a lockdown yet here in Iowa. We had shutdowns and closings, but never really a true lockdown. Of course, there was probably no place to go when everybody's all shut down and closed. So it's really, there was no place to go. Most of the city parks at the time was all closed to the public except for the riverfront here. Philly too locked down till January 1st. I heard some businesses in Illinois is not going to reopen till not until some businesses who are closed in Illinois, right across the river from us, the ones who are closed were not allowed to reopen till almost till January, late January, early February. That really hurts a lot of businesses in that. So imagine a lot of money being lost in one way or another. But they say the government keeps people safe. But if we had these Thanksgiving gatherings of 10 people or more, it means trouble. We didn't have to go. Actually, Angie and I, we didn't go out this year for Thanksgiving. We stayed home this year. We didn't go out. We normally go to a big gathering, at least for Thanksgiving. We have one big gathering, either at Angie's aunt's, either in Illinois or just up the street from where we live, basically. Yeah, restaurants are closing like crazy. It's sad. If some of them are closed for, and some things, it's hard to believe that some will be closed for good because they don't have the finances to withstand the shutdowns and all that stuff because they're not what they call franchises. If they're franchises, all they have to do is just borrow money from a running franchise to run it onto. Had a trip to Puerto Rico in August that got canceled too. Yep, that's a lot of out of state, a lot of out of country travel was canceled too. Basically, you couldn't cross the border. I found this out on somebody's one video. They talked about that you can't drive across the border, but they said you can fly across the border. Basically, during this pandemic, but I don't know how true that is. Maybe one of my Canadian friends can verify that ones that likes to fly and all that. So that'll be very nice information to know in a way. But it's hard to fly. It's really can't really fly anywhere else because there is some travel restrictions to certain areas. Still, I'm even hearing again that they're enforcing travel restrictions against some people from other states from entering certain cities in certain states, which that could happen again. It did happen late last spring, early this summer, where some states were pulling over cars from certain states just because of the travel restrictions. They just say, "Hey, we don't want you here. Go home. Or if you don't go home, we're going to cite you right here, right now. Oh, by the way, we're going to cite you right now for entering that state during a travel restriction." So that's basically. That's where a lot of people, unfortunately, where we live here in the United States, we have the Constitutional Bill of Rights. Basically, it's going to be people saying, "Hey, it's covering my rights" and all that stuff. Either it's going to be public safety or your personal guaranteed rights. Basically, it's most people would use common sense. Basically, I would say. I know when we did our vacation, we here in Iowa, we just stayed home in Iowa. Unfortunately, here in Iowa, we had like we had like 3 hot spots, and we vacationed for a couple of days in 2 of those hot spots. But we did take whatever precautions we need to take. Sometimes a face mask, sometimes we just wasn't a face mask. We just had to watch our distance, social distancing as much as possible. Even if you think it's hard at an amusement park, well, if you go in the middle of a weekday, it's real easy to social distancing at an amusement park because there's hardly nobody there during the weekday and that. So that's why everybody's kind of avoid those. I like to avoid the parks. That's why I avoid the parks on weekends. Don't go on the weekends. It's too crowded. Even before the pandemic, even during the pandemic or before the pandemic, it's just better go on a weekday. This way it's less crowded. You're still going to have queue lines on certain popular rides and all that stuff. I think vodka think vodka kills COVID, probably, but they won't let you drink it if it's banned. It's kind of funny the stuff that really helps you. It's kind of funny how things really helps you in life is the things that's banned. Figure that out. Yeah. So. Yeah. I thought we'd just come on tonight for a little, like I said, a little chat. Sorry about that. Drunk that beer too fast and that. Right now, basically, medical, yep, medical beer. Yeah. Oh man, excuse me for a second here. I'm getting choked up here. Oh man. Yeah, it's just it's been a mess. This winter is basically going to be real bad on content for our main channel. It's going to be mostly like it was almost when this pandemic started. It's going to be mostly just staying at home, chatting, maybe do some cooking recipes and all that. Don't know if we're going to do patio chats. I probably can't do it with patio chats with this computer, with this laptop outside because being the cold temperatures. I don't want to mess up the keyboards and all that stuff. I just take it outside once in a while, which is nice to do. Just take it outside on a little nice chat on the patio with the laptop, and then I say, "Hey, I want to show you guys something." I talked about our new camera equipment. I want to show you something real quick here. I got a new selfie stick that came with the camera that I'm going to be using. Same identical camera I always use for our YouTube vlogs. It's a Sony Handycam. I got this cool mini tripod. Basically, it's called a Spider tripod. What I to do is if I get to, let's say, some location, this will work on the picnic tables down in Riverfront because we don't have the best picnic tables because it's kind of a wider footing right here. And look at what this can do. I can take places. I can bend it in places. I can wrap it around a post if I can, or wrap it around a post on the patio, or whatever I can do. Just have a nice grip. Oh, come on, Chuck. Don't break it. Yeah, it just makes it a nice way to grip it around the patio and that. So it's real nice. But I wouldn't do it during cold weather. I'll just keep it during warmer weather because when it's cold, this is kind of gets stiff and probably ends up breaking real easy up in here. So I gotta be careful. So I'll just mainly use it as till the summertime. I'll just use it as a main tripod, or what it calls make it like a little selfie stick. Basically, it's nice. It's a nice addition. That was part of the Gamma package I talked earlier on the other live show, basically. So I thought, oh well, I'll just show it real quick. It's a nice little tripod. This is one of the tripods that someone suggested that we should own a few years ago on our main channel, basically. So that would be nice to have, and that would be work. It would be a nice, nice. It would be like a third, fourth walking night selfie stick to have, and that's nice to have. So that's good. I can show something else real quick, but I have to get up and move to get to it because I got a new. Like I said, we are replacing our camera. I'm not going to talk about it on the main channel. I'll just say, hey, notice anything different, and I'll probably reveal it and that too. So I'm going to be busy tomorrow. I got to do I think if the Redemption Center is open, I got to run some stuff. We're going to run some cans and bottles to the Redemption Center, get our nickels back, until we can get more cans to return later, and that. So hey, for those out of work bums, go out there on the highway and pick up these cans. You can probably make a few bucks, but it takes you a long time to make enough money to make a living off of. I'll tell you that right now. I used to do it back in the 80s just to help raise some funds for when I was a teenager. I was used to go out pick up cans and that. And I used to make on average per week about $20. I'll be lucky enough to get $20 worth of cans and bottles. And that was That was been my busiest time would be on the weekends. Basically, I knew where to hit. I knew what time to hit car washers because I knew where people always throw away cans at what time. And basically, that was it. Jim played 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Yeah, only when you're traveling down the highway. That's not good either. uh, oh man, sorry about that. Oh, like I said, a lot of people Friday night. A lot of people is live, and some people is probably just uh, wrapping up here real quick. I'm just going to be kind of snoopy, see who's still on. As far as I know, I think Rosie was still on. Yeah, she's still on. They just did a barbecue, which was I kind of missed out because I was still working when that went down. So I see Rosie is still on. G Mangos just went off a few minutes ago. And I said I'm not going to watch the channel. I'm going to look and see he was on. He's on right now, which, yes, he's in right now. But I'm not going to watch the loudmouth from the Pacific Northwest, T-Bergs. He made some money on Super. I think he made some money on Super Chat tonight. And, of course, as always, he demands more. Figure that out. And yeah, so, but that's his problem. I kind of went down his edited video list, which I believe it makes an edited video, which is not really edited. It's just a one-cut deal, and just uploaded. He was talking about him going to see Rosie. What's the odds? What's the odds of that? Slim and none. I'll be more likely to go see Rosie before he will, basically, because we got that California trip planned. Yes, we do. It's still a plan. But I just got to figure out what we're going to do if we find out what places are open, closed, whatever, and maybe if I can schedule it just right, if I can get the right work schedule that I'm hoping that matches with Angie's, and maybe we can have hopefully our 2 weeks plus 2 days. Maybe we'll go to Rosie's little rancho in Santa Rosa. But I heard you got to be very careful there at nights. I heard it's not a good place to visit during, probably not during the days, but at nights it's more dangerous, basically. So I guess when sun sets, better be safe at the rancho and that. So, but that would be a nice little visit. You visit another YouTuber, that would be cool. I don't have anything definite plans right now, but like I said, it's too early to plan all this out because it's got to plan everything out because Angie's got relatives in California too, in the San Diego area. So if we're going to visit a few days if we're going to be bumming around LA, I can't believe I said that, but bumming around the LA area and maybe go to at least 2 amusement parks, I'm planning to go, and boom. And that you could join a gang there, yeah. Yeah, it's called the YouTube Begathoners. The YouTube Beggar Gang. We all beg. Back off. But yeah, Angie's got relatives down in the San Diego area. And we do have a couple of Facebook friends in the LA area. One is anxious to meet us. Actually, he has kind of what I call Hollywood connections. So there's a possibility we'll get some good tours in the LA area, hopefully. And that'd be cool. And that. So I think, and the biggest part of the whole trip, I talked about it earlier, and I've been talking about it over on the Angie and Chuck show. I probably talked to Beer a few times. I think the big highlight will be our trip going out. It's going to be very interesting because we're going to take the Amtrak train. Yes, we're going to spend some good hunk of money right there and take an Amtrak. I think we're going to get on in Galesburg, Illinois, instead of Chicago. Galesburg is only like an hour from where I live, and Union Station is about 2.5 hours. So do the math. I'm going to save a little money by getting on in Galesburg, get a roomette. I gotta make sure I book a roomette, and we'll be taking the Southwest Chief to Los Angeles, California, hopefully next summer, hopefully in July. That's what we're targeting for, is July. Don't know if we're going to be gone during July 4th, or we're going to be leaving after July 4th. We just don't know when. I think it's going to be around July that we're going to be taking off for LA, and have 4 or 5 days in LA. Go down to San Diego, and if we do have the schedule that favors us, maybe head up to Santa Rosa and maybe pay Rosie O'Kelly a little visit if we let her know and say, hey, we're planning on these days. Are you able to accommodate us? I like to do one of those stadium cooking videos, that live shows that she does. Little stadium cooking. I think we have a recipe we want to try and see if she hasn't tried it yet. We saw so many chicken recipes, barbecue chickens, one way or another, steak grilling, the right way and the wrong way. We were thinking about one of our recipes that people talked about on our recent cooking video that we did on the Ancient Chuck show. Maybe taco spaghetti. That would be good. And maybe chop up a little side salad to go with it. I don't know. Basically, we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. But I think we are going to have the car rental to come home in, because we're planning to go stop at 2 days in Vegas, a couple days in Vegas, and we're going to continue on our way home. Maybe stop someplace in Colorado Springs. I want to go try out this one small little amusement park that's in Colorado Springs, Glenwood Caverns. Glenwood Caverns. It's up high in the mountains, and you go down in the caverns and that, and they have a nice little small amusement park where they got rides just right on the mountainside. It makes it really scary to ride those rides, like the Stratosphere almost. But are we going to go to the Stratosphere? I don't know. It's pretty lately. Vegas has been pretty pricey to go, because a lot of tourists goes there, and of course I think they're in it for a money grab now. But then, like I said, during this COVID situation, you just don't know what's going on with the situation, basically. So that'll be it on that end and that. But that's like I said, finalizing the trip is not going to be easy, because I got to make sure everything's booked. Once everything's booked, I'm already committed to it. Pandemic or no pandemic. Shutdowns or no shutdowns. We're going to commit to it. And we can always find our alternatives when we go out there, basically. So there's always alternatives. Maybe you go out there and enjoy the lockdown with LA people. I don't know. And that. Maybe kick the California governor in the butt. And that. So. They'll give you free shots on the Stratosphere. Yeah. Yeah. They got a ride called the Big Shot. They have a ride called the Big Shot. It's an S&S free fall tower on top of the Stratosphere. You think that's high enough? Just imagine they're going to shoot you another 125 feet even higher on top of the Stratosphere. So talk about freak out. Yeah. I think if we do Vegas, we're going to do something on the main strip one night, and I think we're going to do Fremont, the Fremont experience, what they call downtown Vegas, the original downtown strip, basically. That's where Fremont Street is. So we'll probably go there more likely. That's where they say it's where the best deals are at, is on Fremont, where you can basically just buy this beer dirt cheap and walk around drinking it on the sidewalks and that. Oh no, yeah, you got those prostitutes. Yeah, prostitutes are legal in some parts of Vegas. Yeah, prostitutes are it's legal in some parts of Vegas. I heard. So it all depends where they're at. But I know Angel will keep me away from them. I know that for a fact. Oh man, that's cold and cool in there. So Yeah. But otherwise, like I said, with this pandemic going on, most of the winter events is under very, very strict restrictions, especially when it comes to high school sports. They only allowing, well, right now they don't allow it right now, but if they do go back allowing fans, they're only allowing every athlete to have two members of their family or two of their friends can show up for that game. Basically, that's it. And really, nobody outside of the community is allowed to go to those games. Nobody that's not part of the school goes to the games. Either got to be a family member or a student body to go to those games, which is basically a tight restriction. There, a lot of minor league sports on the winter side is all called off. They called them off back in August, early September. Some is going to attempt to play. I think the minor league hockey team in Chicago, called the Chicago Wolves, I think they're going to attempt to play, but I think they're going to start playing start playing in January or February later in the season, maybe play a short season, which I don't know if that's going to work or not, because my Facebook friend in Chicago is mad because he wanted to get a refund on his non-used tickets. They decided to go ahead and pre-purchase games on games he don't know if he's going to go or not during this pandemic situation. He's not happy about that situation too. So everything's crazy since COVID has a. Oh yeah, that's right. It's you're right on that one, Toys for Twats. You're absolutely right on that. You notice how the media don't even talk about the the rate of recovery rates being that high. The death rate would have been right now. Let's say if that gets adjusted down. Let's say by no more than a point. That means the death rate would be at right now. The death rate is nearing at least one maybe like 1% of the population basically, and that's according to the media. That's too much, and of course it is always too much too. Except when it talks about other deaths that they allow, they don't talk about basically. So. Yeah, but yeah, 90 about high 90% is recovery is really crazy with this COVID. Yeah, basically, just even if you get mild conditions, you can still recover nicely. Just gotta watch your health situation, basically. So if you're not feeling good, or you think you may be surrounded somebody that maybe for some reason was in coming in from hotspots, it's always best to get yourself tested in a way. Luckily for us, we had not been in contact with those people yet. Knock on wood. Knock on a couch. Knock on wood. Find something to knock on, Chuck. Knock on wood. Hopefully everything is okay in that, because you just don't know. Basically, you just never know in that. Our original vacation plans of going out east is on hold till 2022. Then we have to think about going back to our original plans. So we have plans for 2020, the Cedar Fair tour, which Toys for Tots that may put us back in your area, hopefully in 2022. We still have. Yep. You gotta watch those respiratory problems. That can be very dangerous, especially with people who has asthma or some other breathing problems that could be brought on by anxieties. Anxieties can give you respiratory issues, and if someone has a high anxiety attacks, that could be a problem too, technically in a way. But they're really watching people with asthma, and Angie has asthma, so we really have to keep an eye on her quite a bit too. Nice to hear. We can. Yeah, it's nice we can come out to have a drink. The closest I can get to you once again will be at will be at Dorney Park. I think it's in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Closest, always next possible closest would be around the Philadelphia area, and it all depends on uh on on the time. Hi, Gail, how you doing? On that, so uh, it all depends on the travel and all that stuff, the bookings, and once again, this COVID's going to be around. And we talked to people already. I already said to some people, this COVID's going to be around for at least 5 years. Okay, so even Trump is had it for 1 year as his president, and he's on his way out. But Biden's going to have to deal with it for 4 years himself. He's going to have to deal with it all 4 years. So it all depends. Is he smart enough to do it? And that. So is he smart enough or is he dumb enough? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And that. Hey, Kaylee, how you doing? And that. So, but yeah, it just all depends what benefits the American people, basically. Just got to make sure there's a vaccine. And right now they said there is a vaccine, but it's just have to go through those hurdles of the FDA and all that stuff. And maybe I think FDA already is going to approve it one way or another, but they just don't want. They want more studies. We don't have time for studies. We need a vaccine now. Just get the vaccines now. We can do the studies right then and there as it's happening. You know, trial by trial and error. That's what they used to do in the old days. Create a medicine, go by trial and error, basically. Depending who's willing to be those guinea pigs to say, hey, we want. They said they had something planned. They already had some form of a recovery pill medication. I heard them talk about it like last spring, but no one hasn't talked about it since last spring, and it's been on deaf ears ever since. I wonder if actually those claims maybe end up being false. Basically, it has something to do with I forgot what medicine it was. It started with an H, but the lettering is like yay long. It's like this long, and it's a word about yay long, but it starts with an H. It starts with an H Y. It's a long word. It's like going from one zip code to another. And they said they probably had some drawbacks. Maybe that's why they weren't talking about no more. And that. So, okay. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting night. Slow night on here, just like it was earlier today. Well, now, technically for me, yesterday during my lunchtime chat and that. So it was pretty good. I'll repost that link up again for anybody who wants to come on and talk. I'll do that link again, just in case. Let me copy and paste on that. So everybody who wants to chime in and wants to talk, wants to say a few words, there's the link right there. I don't know how long it'll be. Like I said, it all depends how long I'll be up for it anyway. Well, who knows who might come on. So you want to stay tuned, okay? Because if somebody's live show might be done, maybe chiming in and maybe see I'm live, maybe this one person could chime in. Who knows? That's why I decided to put that link up. Who knows might chime in. We'll have to wait and see. But like I said, I'm just gonna just sit here, just talk about other stuff. Basically, like I said, this COVID talk is crazy and that. Like I said, not much we're gonna do for. Even we're going to be returning our regular vlogs on our main channel. For the ones who don't know what I'm talking about, I do have a monetized channel. It is a monetized channel. It's about our daily lives. This is the show I've been promoting on this chat. That's our main channel, and we are going to be back on that main channel on December 6th. That's our scheduled upload. That's what it is. That's what That's what that is. And I'm not going to pronounce it. I forgot how to pronounce it. Hydroxychloroquine. I don't know. It's a big word, isn't it? Toys. That's the medicine. Yeah, that was the thing they were talking about last spring, and they said they claim to have a very high rate of recovery, including in near-death situations on that medicine. I heard back last spring, but I have not heard anything on that since. And they had plenty of time to do a lot of clinical studies on that, but for some reason they refused to do it. It's like, yeah, it's just like with miracle marijuana. It helps a lot of people with their aches and pains, helps with certain cancers and all that stuff. And the hemp makes strong rope. If anybody remember, hemp used to make strong rope and that. Yep, even the doctor said it. And, yep, I remember even doctor said it. Right now, no one's not even talking about it right now for some reason. It's like they were given a hush treatment, and Biden didn't even talk about it either. He was no one didn't want nobody to talk about that medicine and that. So it just all depends how it's going to come up again. When it comes up again, it has to come up again because I heard it was a. I think if they had one death, they just say nope, not going to do it, not going to give that medicine because we had someone die. I rather, if I had COVID and I was near death, I want that medicine as a last hope, as a last and final hope, and I would demand it too. I have a right to demand it, basically, and that. So that would be, but you never know. We had some interesting things here at the complex today. We had a couple people moved out today. We had somebody down the hall from us that moved out. Today we had somebody I know moved out downstairs, and I knew he was going to move out because he was telling me for almost 6 months he was going to move out, and today he decided this week he decided to pull the trigger, move out. So we get a lot of people in and out of these apartments a lot lately, and that. So it's just the way it is when you live in an apartment complex. Especially when you got a YouTuber in the same building who hasn't been uploading since October, and I can't wait to get back on that too. So get back on. Actually, I'm going to do a live stream on that channel. I think we're going to do a lunchtime chat on the 30th of November to let people know definitely we are be back and that. So that's basically it and that. So. Oh man, I got 2 more cans to drink, and I'm going to go to bed. And that. So, like I said, it's sometimes sitting at home is good, but like I said, I'm always one of those people that likes to go out and do stuff. And what bugs me the most recently in the last couple of years, here in the city where I live in, basically, the Riverfront Park used to be open all the time. But then somebody got digging into the city ordinances. Didn't realize the city ordinance. I was told this by a local law enforcement recently. Was told me that they had this ordinance in the books since the 1980s, where where all city parks has to close at 10 p.m. This is before the pandemics. Okay, this was a city ordinance that dates back to the 1980s. It never was enforced until the last year and a half to 2 years. That's why I made a video on the Angie and Chalk Show. I think it's titled "Signs of Times Are Changing." Sign times have changed. Our Riverfront Park. I used to hang out. I used to, after come home, from let's say a hard day's work, and I'll just come home, change, and okay, Angie, I'm gonna grab the camera. I'll do a late night vlog down the riverfront. I'll go down the riverfront. I'll sit down there until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, just being by myself, doing my own routine, just And reason they decided to enforce it is because of recent vandalisms that's been going on down there and all that stuff. Just constant vandalism, destroying public property and all that stuff. And that's why they dug up the ordinances and they realized, wow, we can prevent all this if we close. And because they had a city ordinance dates back to the 1980s, closed the city parks till from 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. So basically, that's what it is. So it's a curfew to all city parks from 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. So no one cannot be in the city parks at all, including the Riverfront Park, basically. So that was it. And I asked the people, well, you got at the time the baseball games were still being played at the ballpark here in town, and basically it comes down to what happens if those games goes to extra innings and goes well past 11 o'clock. Is there an exemption? As far as I know, they wasn't going to give an exemption because they want people exiting away from the park. Well, I say, what about there's trains? There's always trains blocking traffic. People will go to the dike and head out to the nearest exit. Usually go north, they go south or wherever they need to go. And sometimes just to say, well, it's a crapshoot they're going to have to take. It's a rule we're going to enforce. We're going to enforce it. Basically, that's what it was. Are they going to enforce it now? I don't know because I don't even really have the police scanner hardly anymore. I would love to have it on, but I just don't have it hardly on anymore. And it's always listening to crazy stuff on the police scanner. You just never know what could happen. And that. I'll just tell you a quick story. The wackiest call I heard on a police scanner when someone actually called the local police to have a subject removed from a tree. And they asked, what's the subject? What's the subject doing in the tree? It said, is there a guy or a perpetrator up in the tree? I said, no, it was not. It's not a man. It's just there was a squirrel up in a tree and the person wanted removed from the property. That was the police call. I heard that call back in 90. What was it? How long we ever owned this is a newer police scanner. It was the old police scanner we used to have. It had to be back in 2002, 2003. I think that was the first time we ever heard that crazy call on the police scanner. And that was probably the most common calls we've been hearing is basically in the last 10 years. I do hear this every so often. Is suspicious activity behind at certain businesses when they are closing for the night and all the employees going home. I remember one day I was going to one of my other jobs here in town I used to have. Used to work on a place on the south end of town, packing dog food displays for another company here in town. And we was going to work. I was one of 13 cars. There was 13 or 14 cars going in on this property, waiting to go to work. Some busybody decided to call the cops. I was dying waiting for the managers to come in to unlock the place. We were surrounded by at least 5 to 6 city police officers here in town, and all wondering what we were doing there. And finally, the manager shows up to unlock the building to let everybody in to clock in and go to work. And that was the deal. I guess somebody who doesn't have a job, got too much time on their hands, and decided to call the cops on somebody who's actually wanted to go to work for that day. Basically, it happens almost all the time. Unfortunately, that was time. This is post 9/11, where basically former President George Bush, the younger one, basically made a policy through the Patriot Act. Basically, if you see anything suspicious, report it. Well, people around here don't know what suspicious activity is. To this day, they still don't know what suspicious activity is. To this day, so I have fell victim on it once in a while. I've been fell victim to it. While I'll be walking around a town at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll have a cop come by, look at me, and said, "There's nothing wrong. He's doing fine. He's this local YouTuber. We don't want to start anything with him." Yeah, because I was a bigger YouTuber. You don't want to start nothing with a bigger YouTuber. Because it doesn't end well. Sometimes it doesn't end well, but sometimes it does end well. I don't know. Basically, I did get stopped by local police officers one time, just walking along the city. This is when we was doing our main channel. This is before the rant channel and that. And we got stopped by our local police department, and two guys come out. A cop's car, unmarked cop car comes in. I guess Angie and I, we was walking towards the riverfront to sit on the riverfront for a little bit before they found out there was a curfew on this. We was to sit up on the riverfront to do a little powwow. I just needed to get away from the apartment so Angie and I can talk about something. This unmarked squad car pulls up and goes out. Angie and Chuck, we're your subscribers. I think he said we're subscribers 192 and 193. I go, cool. Is that also your badge numbers too? And they laugh and that. So we got talking and that, and I asked him some advice and all that stuff. And I asked him for anything that we do, like walking videos with the camera and how I do that. He goes, if anybody been reporting police on that, and how is it still legal? He goes, as far as I know what we do, everything was still legal. As of right now, everything's still legal. I can walk up and down the street with the camera in my hand, vlogging myself, talking to the camera, or point the other camera the other way. As long as I don't tell people who lives here, who lives there, because no one on our main channel doesn't give a rat's but who lives there anyway, because it's nobody significant here in town anyway of who lives there or not. I remember another side story to this was on one of the streets I walk up and down on a lot. We was out filming and all that stuff. We talked about our YouTube channel. This big husky guy was talking to. He goes, "Oh, by the way, please don't put me on your videos. I don't want to be on your videos. Don't film me. Don't ever film me." And that I said, I told him what we do on the public sidewalk is what we do legally. It's just that we cannot point cameras at. If we point cameras at houses, on homes, we just cannot tell people who lives there anyway, because it's none of our business. And people on our channel, on our main channel, don't care who they are anyway, because there's nobody significant here in town anyway to take note of, and you could be wrong anyway. Long story short, about 5 days after he told me that not to film him, he got assaulted on that very same street. And he comes up after his little hospital stay. He saw me walking up the street. He goes, "Remember I told you not to film?" He goes, "What happens if you catch a perpetrator on your camera?" And he goes, "If I ever catch a perpetrator on camera, if there's a crime I caught on camera, my duty is to turn it to the local law enforcement. Turn that clip into local law enforcement and let them take a look at the situation." Basically, and then the guy goes, "I think you better go ahead and record if I'm on your videos or not." He goes, "Why?" "Because I got assaulted." I said, "Yeah, I kind of heard something like that on the police scanner." And I said, "Karma bit you, did you?" He goes, "Yep, karma bit me." And that. So now he's a biggest. Now every time he sees me, he asks me if I was filming anything suspicious. I goes, "Nope, nothing this time around." Basically, so far we're lucky in that. But I did have a little run-in in our first year doing our YouTube channel. Has something to do with our local college that recently closed a few years ago. I made a documentary on the channel, on the Angie and Chuck Show channel back a few years ago. It's hard to believe it's been about almost 3 years ago, where we had an overzealous security officer. And of course, you always see these overzealous security officers, rent the cops here on YouTube, how they just just open their mouth and put their foot, insert foot, open mouth, insert foot type security officers. Well, I almost had one here myself. I almost put them on the channel, basically. Not on this channel, but on our channel. And I was walking up the street, and I was about halfway home. Kalat. You've probably seen it on our videos too over there. And for some reason, the security officer decided to stop me. It goes, yeah. It goes, oh, I need to stop you. I need to talk to you about something. It goes, what? Because I told him right out. You said, you're off your jurisdiction. You got no right to stop me on a public street. Oh, I have to stop you because you walked down there past the college. I gotta make sure because we had people complaining about a peeping Tom. And I go, if you got an issue with it, call the police. Oh, by the way, I also let them know that see this camera right here? I can turn it on and start recording this whole situation. Oh, you're fine. No fine, no problem. We'll just act like this counter never happened. Went on his merry way, and that. So I threatened to put him on YouTube in a way because I was going to start recording this whole situation, but he said, "Nope, you're fine, you're good." Took off. So, and he knew he could not stop me on a public street once he gets outside of his jurisdiction because the security officer only protects the property, but they cannot stop anybody off the property because that's not their job. All right. Their job is to, if they see someone, they can detain the person on the property, but they cannot detain the person off the property. And that's what he was trying to do, detain. Because I was well off the property, he could not detain me for any reason and that. So I say, we'll call the cops. We'll get them up here. The cops will tell you couldn't detain me anyway. And that, oh, by the way, you want to say it on YouTube too? And that, all of a sudden, if I was able to learn how to go live back then, I should have did a live stream instead. That would have been awesome to do. And that, so. Oh, wow. I'm still on can number 1 on this video. Wow. Talking about nursing it. Ooh, wow. I should have been down in it and had another cold one ready to go. And that. Well, I'm going to have one more. And that, I think I'm about ready to wrap it up here in a little bit here. I don't know who's still on. I think everybody's about wrapped up for tonight on YouTube. I'm about ready to wrap it up myself here real quick here. I don't know if I can do a 10-hour live stream. I have never done a 10. That's something I would like to do myself, but yep, everybody's all done for the night. Loudmouth, yeah, Loudmouth is still on. I wonder if he's ranting. No, I don't know. What's he saying? Really? I wonder who's talking about. I'm watching Bergs right now. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's having a yeah. Yes, start chugging. Yeah, start chugging. I just had to go. I just watched a little Bergs. He's on a little rant again, as always. I can't stand watch more than 5 minutes of him anymore. If I can even barely watch him over there. I guess he's ranting on somebody I'm talking to him about him. Hey, I'm talking about him right now, but hey, who cares? He's a big mouth in the north. He's a big mouth in the northeast. Another e-bagger extortionist, I called him the other day on this channel. and that. And see if everybody agrees with me. Do a 10-hour stream. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm gonna have to. This is what I have to do. If I'm gonna do that 10-hour live stream, I gotta upgrade my my stream yards. I gotta upgrade my stream yard to allow me to do that. But do I got the time to do that? Do I have to wait to do it on my phone? Actually, I could do a live stream on my phone. Just we have not done anything that lengthy. We did it on the Angie and Chuck show. We tried it on a couple times with a couple of failures. The first one went over 2 hours, but I forgot to bring a power charger with me on the cell phone, so we lost power. We literally lost power. And when I got the phone back running again and connected back running again, we ran another 2 hours, almost another 2 hours, when we was having dinner. And Angie started, for some reason, I told her, focus on your eating. Don't worry about the side chat. Ignore the side chat. I'm monitoring the side chat. You eat. Just ignore it. And what happens? She started choking on her dinner. So we had to end this live stream right then and there because Angie was choking somewhat. So we had to end the live stream right there, basically. So then we came back live, explaining the situation. But it's another way. We're planning to do another IRL, what we call in real life. But I just got to find the date and time when to do it and how to do it and that. So that's basically going to be it on that area. I would love to try another one again, but it's kind of hard if we're going to be home all the time, because if the weather permits, we're going to get out and about to see how that goes. Like a walking video could be included at the same time in the live stream. I like to do an all-day live stream in a way, but that would be cool to do. But yeah, it's something that would do, and you guys can come in and out and check. Can come and check in and out every so often and that. So. Oh yeah. Oh man, it's been a crazy holidays is off to, I would say, can't say a ruckus start. We're in the holiday shopping season. No big deal. Nobody's not really fighting for TVs and like I said, no one's not fighting for TVs, DVDs, and gaming consoles. I guess they're all fighting for Lysol and toilet paper and paper towels and other cleaning stuff and hand sanitizers. That's probably what they're fighting for right now at most stores today, earlier on Black Friday. So who knows how that turned out. And that kind of different from last year. And that constant fighting for TVs and that, but now it's just mostly fighting for a bottle of Lysol and that. So, and that. Hey, speaking of Lysol, I'll show you if we're ready for another shutdown or not. Okay. I'm gonna unhook this real quick so you guys can hear me a little bit better. Basically. I guess we're ready for a shutdown. And this is 2 of the 3 bottles we got. So I guess we're ready for a shutdown. Oh, God. I got one more. Had to get me another can of beer. And that. Hi, Angie. How you doing? Oh, yeah. Just finished up 1 can right there. I'm on my, we're going to start can number 2, and we're starting to, hopefully, hour number 2. Hopefully, if I can last. And that. So, I had a rough day today, basically. I had a rough day, had a rough night. But, hey, drink our problems away. That's what we do. Oh man, hope that goes down better. I need to go down better in that. So put this back on, and this way I don't have to yell. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's slide this up real close. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Like I said, crazy stuff. What kind of other YouTube videos do I watch? I have not really talked about a whole lot about this. Let's get in here real quick. What other YouTube videos I like to watch? I used to be big on the trucking videos here on YouTube. I still watch them once in a while. But like I said, a lot of channels are the ones we supported is either focus on something else or not creating the content, or they have to put content because of the agreements. They have to put their content on memberships only for some reason, which is okay because then I'll be able to still enjoy that kind of content instead of the other content. Since I'm always big on the amusement parks, I've always liked the roller coaster reviews channels and all that. I kind of enjoy watching them and that. And whenever I'm home on time, and if they don't go too late or too early, mostly too early, I just missed it tonight over on Rosie O'Kelly's channel. They were cooking barbecue live, cooking barbecue chicken. I kind of missed out on that. I have to watch. I'm gonna have to watch the replay on that when I get time, or if I get time to do that. So hopefully I get able to watch that. And we do our own cooking videos too, and that. But also, Angie likes to watch her Bath and Bodies, and she does watch a lot of family shows. She watches a lot of family shows like I don't know. There's so many of them. I can't really name them all and that. So it's basically that's gonna be what she watches and that. So she enjoys watching them. Also, she watched some live streams involving the virtual rail fan, where we actually because we were doing this Amtrak trip next summer. We're actually got towns. There's already towns on this route where you can watch the Amtrak Southwest Chief go through these towns, basically. So I'll mention those towns again over on the main channel when we actually book the show or book the trip and that. Angie, what do you do with my Kleenexes? I had a box of Kleenexes right here, and she moved them on me, and I got to blow my nose real bad. So. Yeah, sorry about that. When you gotta do it, you gotta do it. Stuffy nose. I always had bad sinuses this time of year. I always had bad sinuses between now and middle of January. Just bad sinuses and that. So wintertime sinuses, I hate them. And that just as bad as the springtime sinuses. And that I've always had sinus problems. Been all my life. I tried to take medications for it, and all I get is nosebleeds. And some medications I'm actually allergic to. Some I forgot what medication or what part of the ingredients I was allergic to. I was allergic to something that caused me to have nosebleeds and really high blood pressure. It caused really high blood pressure to create the nosebleeds. So I just said I can't use this stuff no more, basically. So I just can't use any medication to prevent it. Because there's a medication that I may be allergic to, so I don't know. It just makes my blood pressure go up and cause me to have nosebleeds and that. So if I was prescribed a medication, I just gotta let the doctor know that there's a medication that makes my blood pressure go up and makes me have nosebleeds and that. So I have to stop the medication immediately or something like that. So which is not easy to do and that. So I've been having these sinus issues all my life. I deal with them all my life. There's some days you can tell in my voice I'm stuffy because of my sinuses, and when my sinus is not acting up, I sound a little bit better in a way. So don't think it's COVID. It's not COVID. Just always had sinus issues this time of year. I had it last year at this time. I had it a year before around this time. Almost all my life. Now I'm 53 years old, and that. So that's basically good. And that. So, oh yeah, it's just like I said, one of those crazy days. We all can have them, and that. We can have good days on YouTube. We can have bad days on YouTube. It's just depending on what kind of day the viewers have. You know, if they're in a good mood, they'll put a video thumbs up, and in a bad mood, they'll put the video thumbs down. Basically. So I don't know where we're at rating wise, but yeah, I got 2 up, 1's down. Who cares? And that. So at least they chimed in and that. So and that. Oh wow. Like I said, crazy day. I wonder who else is on live because there's some. I'm just kind of checking out, see who's on live and who's not. Kind of just poking around. I don't know. Just oh well. Excuse me there. Oh, Mangoes just came back on. Mangoes just came back on. I wonder how long he's been on. I don't see the time. Yeah, I was surprised Mangoes came back on. I was surprised Mangoes came back on. Oh well. It is what it is. It's Friday, it's Friday night, Saturday morning. Everybody's got to get on their live streams. That's good. Makes competition great out here on YouTube and that. So I just love to get people on once in a while. Last time I had people on when I did StreamYards, it was over on the Engine Shark Show. Basically, I might do it on StreamYards. I should save some time. Remaining broadcast time I have for the for the free time period, and maybe just sign off here real quick and go check out our channels real quick. Like I said, there's something else I want to watch on live stream here before I go to bed. There's another live stream I was going to talk about. I was going to watch is something called Critter Vision, where you can watch watch squirrels, geese, deer, raccoons, opossums, and other wild animals feeding in somebody's backyard in someplace in South Carolina. So that would be good to watch once in a while. And it's a good way to relax your nerves too. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get out of here. I don't want to stay on any longer. So yeah, we'll just go ahead. I don't know if I'm going to be on tomorrow night or not. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just going to sign off here. Please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe button, notification bell. Thank you for all those new subscribers, courtesy of Rosie O'Kelly's channel. And I'm going to go check out the other channels and see who's doing what. I don't know if we want to stomach 5 minutes of Bergs. I don't know. I really shouldn't. He gives me blood pressure. All right, we'll get out of here. Good night, everybody, and good morning. Whatever suits your fancy right now. All right. See you next time.